my name is Andrea and I'm a caregiver for my lovely mother. My mom is currently living with dementia, which is also known as memory loss. I use this channel to share tips, strategies, share my experiences that I gain each day along my caregiving journey. No 2 days are the same. Hence, I find it very, very important to build a community around caregiving. My channel is geared towards persons who are taking care of their loved ones and persons who are caring for others professionally. I love inviting others who wish to come on and share their caregiving experiences with me on this channel. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing, and leaving your comments. I truly appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Hello to all my YouTube families and friends. We're once again here to discuss another chapter in my caregiving experience, my caregiving journey, and I have invited my beautiful sister Stacy on to help me to delve into the topic of advocacy. Stacy, I'll allow you to introduce yourself again, just in case the persons who are watching did not see you from my previous episode. Welcome, Stacy.
Thank you. I'm a nurse practitioner specializing in medical oncology and experience as 23 years in nursing. I know what advocacy is in terms of healthcare, and this is one of the major issues that we have within our community. We find people or patients who struggle when it comes to their healthcare needs. Family members are struggling to find out where do they go, what do they say, who can they talk to, and this topic that my sister is addressing is very serious in the Black and Brown community. We take for granted that, if our loved one is sick, yes, the doctors are there, the providers are there to guide you, but you as an individual and as the relative or the next of kin for your family members, I really do stress the importance of talking to your loved ones. It doesn't have to be within sickness. It can be whether they're healthy or not. Just ask them questions, in case of anything happening, if there's a change in my health, what do you want us to do? What would you like for the doctors to do in terms of, care? Do you want to be aggressive in your care? Do you want to be, make sure that everything is taken care of? Make sure that, you know your wishes, your concerns. Do you need artificial, hydration? Do you need artificial feeding? These are the things that you need to talk to your loved ones for, because a lot of our community doesn't go to doctors. And when something happens and it's a major illness, you're left stranded thinking, what should I do? And what would mom want? Or what would dad want? Or, you put yourself in their position and you totally disregard how they are doing in the bed, and you're thinking about yourself and what to do if it was me. It's not about you. It's about the loved one who is in the bed. So I urge you guys to speak to your loved ones in regards to their healthcare wishes. You can start out by filling out a healthcare proxy. That's just a form that designates someone to make decisions for you in case you're incapacitated or you cannot make decisions. And yes, you need to talk to that person as well to know, what your advanced wishes are, because that person will say, my God, you know, she didn't tell me what she wanted, and
Mhm.
therefore I can't do anything. You have to do everything for the patient, you know? So a healthcare proxy is the first form that is filled out, and it's not a well, it's a legal form in terms of your healthcare because you have to have it witnessed by two individuals,
Mhm.
and it basically states your name, who you're appointing, and what your wishes are. You can say, I wish to be intubated, I wish to have artificial nutrition, I wish to get antibiotics, I wish to do whatever you need to do. The
Mhm.
healthcare provider will acknowledge that form and says this is her wishes. Now you have many types of forms. You have a healthcare proxy form, as I just spoke to you about. You also have a living will. You have a power of attorney. These are things that you need to speak to your children or speak to your loved ones about because it is important
Mhm.
and it helps, and it also alleviates pain and aggravation for the patient who is actually suffering in that bed.
Mhm. Yeah. And I have seen it in the past where that was helpful with my mother-in-law when we were caring for her. And they, even though they tried to keep her alive until the family members got to the hospital, they asked for the healthcare proxy, and that was very important. And as you rightly say, as Black people, Black and brown community, we don't like to talk about death. And the funny thing is, death is one sure thing. And it's so unfortunate that wills aren't discussed, trust aren't discussed, none of these things are discussed, and then the families left wondering what to do, how to proceed, and family members come not agreeing with each other in even the care of the loved one, of the person that you're giving care to. You know, you have family members coming and saying, hey, I don't agree. But if you do have these documents in place, I understand that it will be the last wishes of the person. So they have to adhere to it. And that would make the process a little more seamless and a little less stressful on those who are left behind to make decisions. I mean, there are so many examples. I don't know if you can think of any examples that you have come across where in your professional life where you saw struggles with situations like this. I don't know.
Well, of course. I mean, my perfect example, there was no struggles, but my mom was very ill, and it's two of us, me and a sister, and I was her healthcare proxy as well as my sister. Um, I knew what my mom's wishes were because we spoke on many occasions, and not because she was sick. We spoke when she was healthy, and she made her wishes known. So at the point in time where things had to be done, and my mom looked at us and says, listen, you guys know my wishes. I think this is over. Just let's go and just make sure that I'm comfortable and
Wow.
that I go in peace. And as hard as a healthcare provider, as hard as it being my mom laying in the bed,
Mm-hmm.
I am not the one feeling whatever she's feeling. I can't feel it. So I have to respect her wishes. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, you know what? You've done a great job.
Mm-hmm.
You've lived a great life. So who am I to prolong that?
Wow.
We know what your wishes are, and absolutely, I put my mom in peace. Hard as it was, I had to do it. It's not about me, it's about her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've seen patients and family members at the bedside struggling to make the decision,
Mm-hmm.
and it is not a pretty sight. You have family members tearing each other's down. You have doctors trying to explain to this person, Dr. X trying to explain to another person. This is why it is so difficult because family members will do everything in their power
Mm-hmm.
to get at one another. at during the time of this. And I think that dying with dignity is the most important end of life care.
Mm-hmm.
Dignity.
Yes.
You let the person die peacefully and within their wishes. That's the best gift to give to an individual.
Funny, I never thought of it that way. The best gift to give to an individual.
Absolutely.
And it brings me back to when my aunt hung on for years. And I think as family members, I don't think I'm not sure what she had in place. I know she had her healthcare proxy. Her son was her healthcare proxy. But
Mhm.
I think there was some amount of selfishness with me as a family member not wanting to see her go. And I just wasn't ready for it until somebody pointed out to me, a church sister pointed out to me. I'll never forget it because when she told me, I was a little bit annoyed that she would come and say to me, "You need to release your aunt. You need to release your aunt. Let her go. She wants to go." I never thought about it. And
But
I,
also within that process, remember when I spoke to the healthcare proxy of your aunt,
mhm,
and even though he told me what the wishes were, he had a hard time to agree to that.
yes, yes. And that's another thing because I would have a hard time too. And as I said, I witnessed that in the case of my mother-in-law, and thankfully my husband was there because even although my name was on the form, it was such a difficult thing to do.
It is. It
But I
is.
never
It's
thought about it. Dying with dignity is
dignity.
one of the best gifts you could give to them, and I never thought about it that way.
The best. The
Mhm.
best. I watched my mom took her last breath, and
Wow.
as painful as it was, she was so at peace.
Wow.
So at peace.
Wow. It's that, as I say, it's a topic that none of us wants to talk about because nobody wants to hear about death. Nobody wants to hear about sickness leading to death. And it's just a separation and knowing that this is forever.
Final.
We're never,
Final.
it's
Mm-hmm.
final. We're
Mm-hmm.
never gonna see that person unless you have given your life to God and their salvation and we meet up in glory. That's probably, but in this
Yeah,
lifetime you're never gonna see that person again, and I think there's a finality of that.
exactly. The
um
finalities, that's what I was
and
gonna say. Mm-hmm.
and it makes sense to do the right thing or to have the best wishes of the person that you're caring for in place. And when we're talking about best wishes of the person, we're talking about ourselves too, because we are caregivers, but we are in the same situation. We need to put our house in order. We need to put everything in order just the same. So we are caring for others. We need to put our business in order just the same. Do up
Absolutely.
the right
Absolutely.
documents, the healthcare proxies,
And
the
when
power
it
of
when it
attorneys.
yeah, when it comes to power of attorney and living will, you don't have to have assets to put into that. It's not about assets, it's about your wishes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the monetary issue can come after because I mean, it is what it is, but you need to let your loved one or your next of kin or your caregiver know exactly what you want for your end of life.
Right.
You have to have the conversation, and you have the conversation, as I said, during their health,
Mm-hmm.
when it's good. And so you know that when health is here and the sickness is coming, you can
Yeah.
still continue to ask the question, like, 3 months ago we discussed this, is that still your wishes? Things can change, and they can also change. It says, you know what, I want everything done, but at least you
Wow.
know that you're not struggling to make decisions at the bedside when that person is laying down suffering, and you're thinking, oh my God, what should I do? You don't want to be in that predicament. It's not a
Yeah.
good predicament to be in. That will tear you up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's best to know, have the conversation.
Yeah. And let's face it, we have dementia. When I
Oh,
talk
yes.
about dementia and my mother, I'm going through the same situation. when I look at it at that point, if dementia takes set in someone, they have no recollection of anything that they want to do at that time. So the earlier that we can get things in motion is the better for us. So then again, it goes back to me talking even about us. We need to be able to make decisions for ourselves, what we want. So give it some thought, make the decision, let the person know who is your healthcare proxy, know your final wishes, and it's just something to pray about. Go and pray
Absolutely.
about.
Makes
Yeah,
life easier.
makes life easier. Thank you, sis, for once again coming. And it's not easy to get this lady. Oh my God, it's so hard to get her, and she has so much valuable information for us all. Thanks again for coming on and providing us with this valuable set of information. And we still are going to welcome you back because we know you have a lot more in store for us. But before I go, I wanted to share a Bible verse with you or two. So it's Proverbs 31, verses 8 to 9, which says, "Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and needy." And that's where I'll stop. And this Bible verse, is basically telling us that we need to speak up, and we need to advocate for our loved ones.
Absolutely.
We need to
Have the
support,
conversation. Have the
have the
conversation.
conversation. And it's nothing about judging any situation. It's about
Absolutely not.
treating everyone in with
With
decency,
respect and dignity. Yes.
dignity.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks again, sis. I really, really appreciate you coming
No
on.
problem.
And I appreciate all my viewers and everyone who come on and share this channel with others. And I pray that we have been uplifting you and providing you with valuable information. Do not hesitate to like, share, subscribe, comment, and come back
Okay.
another day. When you subscribe, you will be notified when I put out a new posting. So do please, please like and subscribe and share as well. Before I go, I just want to remind you to love upon your loved ones in a way that they will appreciate the love while they still can. Have a blessed weekend if it's the start of the weekend, or if it's just the morning or the beginning of the week. Just enjoy your week or your day. Walk good. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Thanks.